Okay. Damn. Sorry, is it loud? It's not that
I used
loud.
to actually like do tech for my old roommate Soda Poppin' because he'd always want to do like something new. Kind of had a passion for technology. Have like a math brain, you know, even though I can't remember any of the stuff from college, but before people even did any sort of IRL streaming, and I'd actually like want to figure it out. I spent about
Wait a second. Did they put makeup on him? He's got some makeup on for show.
Figure it out. I spent about 6 hours getting this backpack to work, and we're gonna be live for 15 minutes. You know, I did it for him, and it worked pretty well. And I was like hard stuck, if you will, on Twitch playing games, because the way it works on Twitch is you kind of have to find something that separates you from the pack. I started doing like the IRL stuff and the transition to like the kitchen streams and leaving the house. Most people didn't do that because back then, to switch from gaming to the kitchen, people would have to turn off their stream, right? When you do that, you lose most of your viewers. I figured out how to do that without going down, so we could transfer, you know, quite easily, and it really just took off. I had a different backpack at the time. You know, I was having trouble with it. Random Fs, this and that. When everything disconnects, it's like the worst thing on the planet. And I got TVU backpacks, and let me tell you, it was solid from the beginning. Like the tech was different. You know, I had like the home server in my house, which you could control a little bit easier. The backpack itself is lighter. The hot swap battery plate, amazing. You just pop, pop, done. You can add an external battery, so even if you unplug it, the unit still stays on. It lets you be live the longest you possibly can.
Damn.
My favorite part.
It's $40,000.
It's like the support system and like the team that comes with it. There actually hasn't been a single time where I've ever been like left out hanging or something didn't work. It's all like super user friendly. In fact, I have a head mod called Oro. She's not a tech person at all.
Love
she had
Oro.
trouble like changing out the sticks of RAM in her computer, but she has straight up mastered like the scene swapping. Use the websites if she has to. She has to sync up the camera. She can sync them up, and she controls my home computer from her house in Europe. Maybe I'm biased, but I think she's the best mod on Twitch, like hands down, because she used to do everything.
W Oro.
We did a trip to San Diego, and if you look from, you know, Austin, Texas, San Diego, it's straight west, and there's not much stuff out there. I was lucky enough to get the RPS-1, right? And that was the real game changer, because the second that I was able to put multiple inputs on one pack, it became like night and day difference. Because the first time I tried to have like an individual switcher, and every time you hit a speed bump, it would go black, right? Because it wasn't meant for the road.
I think it won't F anymore. 1, 2, 3 together.
You know, once we got the new pack, it became quite easy. And the car itself actually has Starlink on top. In fact, it runs its own internet too. So we had 6 different internet sources in the one pack. And the back end makes it really easy for someone like Oro to pop around from camera to camera
Holy
to camera
fuck.
to camera. And the
That
entire
is
way, the
insane.
string didn't cut out one time. You can actually even just like pop out of the car with it too. So it was great. The pack held up the whole time, car held up the whole time. You know, left with a cracked windshield, but it was fun.
Is the windshield still cracked?
All right, so here we are in the car, and I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a rundown of how this whole thing works.
It's not that hard to drive, to be honest. She's just big.
So we
Nothing
actually
wrong
put
with
the
big,
backpack
though.
right down here, you know, with a little longer cables to reach the front. Starlink is actually mounted on the roof, and you run that via Ethernet into the backpack, and that allows us to have solid footage pretty much the entire trip. So in the back here, we have 2 mounted televisions. I plugged in a Fire Stick, so every time the car turned on, the Fire Stick would boot to my Twitch channel, so people in the back could also see themselves on Twitch and get chat as well. In the way back, we have AC power, which can power the whole thing.
AC?
You know, powers the Starlink, powers the backpack, powers everything, charges batteries. Up front, we have a
Yeah, it's for IRL
FX3
streaming
with a
pretty much.
wide-angle lens. You know, you can pretty much see the whole car just
AC
from
back.
this front point of view. The cool thing, especially
Yeah,
with the
these
TVU backpack,
guns.
you're
Sorry.
able to have more than one angle. We have a front-facing smaller camera, so you can see like the entire road, and we have 2 more cameras in the back. As you guys can see, wide angle. This is angle number 3, and this is the 4th camera that we have usually on our road trip. Another angle, another person. Usually on these road trips, each person stays in the one spot the whole time. The driver usually flop, but honestly, most people can't drive these days, don't know why. Emily, you just drove straight up the curve. When you're driving in a car, especially going 65 plus miles an hour, it gets kind of loud. These little microphones like this, you know, you pair them to the front camera. They're very small, very tiny. You can adjust the, you know, the gain and stuff on it. So this car is pretty much
Classic.
self-sufficient as long as it has gas. You can pretty much stream for as long as you want. Never have to leave except to use the bathroom.
think it's awesome. You know, the more people use it, the better. The top guys that are on this have to have the best stuff if they want to try and be the best. It's a good product. I don't want people's streams out there, you know, lagging. If you're serious, you need to get a serious pack. It's just that simple.
So this is like an ad for TVU, I guess. Right? What's the competitive backpack brand for does Toolkit have their own backpacks? Oh, Live View and TVU. I thought IRL Toolkit had backpacks. Because when I went to TwitchCon, they let me use a backpack, but maybe they just had backpacks that I was able to use. TVU is the best. Damn. How they're expensive, huh? Oh, IRL Toolkit uses Live View hardware. Okay, that's okay. I see. Okay, interesting.